Hello, my name is Mike. This is a bike. This is a Victory V92C, a 1999 model year, and it's one of the first 1500 built. They call them numbered bikes because, well, there were some slight differences in the trim on the first 1500 bikes they built. However, I've decided to sell it to a friend of mine who is in dire need of a bike, which I promptly regretted because, well, I like the old girl. So what did I do? Well, I did this. That's probably good. Look at what we have here. Another numbered bike. Hard left.
Hard.
Left. Hard left. Hard left.
Hard left. Yeah. My other left.
Yeah. Come on back. Come on back. I got you. You're not going too far.
Good.
Yeah, keep it left.
Left.
Yeah.
Hard left.
Yeah. Gonna get a little further back to be in the groove. Yeah, there in the groove. Not just the other way hard.
Fuck, God damn it!
I got you. You're good.
Yeah, I wanted to go back faster. That's okay, at least I don't got it. I don't got it.
Hold on a sec. Let me get on
Goddamn high center.
Okay, so your front wheel's pretty close to lined up though.
Yeah.
I hate it when they fall over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that ramp's kind of weird because it's got this like a groove.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, easy to ride up on.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. They're not light.
Yeah. This is my operating bay. That's it. So you even got a little bit of brakes.
Yeah, you can break.
Okay.
Not break.
If you've got a title, I got some cash for you.
I got a time. Oh.
Well, that was fun. Well, let's do that again sometime. Not.
There you go.
Somewhere in a dusty, dirty back alley in western Arizona, not far from historic Route 66, is an old fart trying to cram a square peg into a round hole. He'll work on anything, just as long as it's got at least 2 cool wheels.
Yeah, she's been sitting for 20 years. I took a sniff of the fuel tank. It smells like furniture polish or something gross, worser. It's missing the rear seat pad, but there's some things in there that come with it. So she's going to need a complete everything job. I'm sure that it needs the tank cleaned out, probably needs a fuel pump. And the reason I got it cheap, because I'm a cheapskate, you know that. I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't cheap. The reason I got it cheap is because, well, third gear's gone out, and it has not had the transmission upgrade. But I got parts, and if you guys have been following my channel, well, you know I'm a parts hoarder. So, I got some stuff, and I can make the third gear work in that bike. I just have to do everything. Take it completely apart. Because I really need another big project. Now the problem is when you get a vehicle like this that needs everything, and I mean it needs fork seals, probably transmission gone through, has bad fuel in it, has dry rotted tires, you gotta know where to start. So I'm gonna start with probably the worst part of the whole job, and that is the ancient contaminated fuel system. For those of you that aren't familiar with bad gas that sat for a long time, it turns into this horrible varnishy smelling stuff that you just can't get the smell off of you, even if you never touched it. It permeates you for weeks. So might as well start the process. So I gotta take the tank off. It's gonna have to be flushed out anyway. I don't know how rotted it is inside. I'll find that out. And then I'll rig up a fuel system so I can crank it and see if the sparkling valves sparkle and if the ignition system works and all that. So I'll rig up a temporary fuel tank, and we'll see if the fuel pump works, we'll see if the ignition system works, and we'll see if it'll actually fire. And we'll go from there. But before I can do any of that, I've got an even bigger problem. I got no key. Yeah, the guy I bought it from, he didn't give me a key. And I can't take the seat off because the seat's held on by a key latch, same key as the ignition. So I've got to get the seat off so I can put a battery in it, and so I can get the tank off, because 2 of the tank bolts are underneath the seat. So first step, try to get the seat off. Second step, take the tank off and flush the cooling system. Third step, swipe a battery from one of the many bikes I'm surrounded by. So that's the plan. I think if I sneak in here underneath the seat with a long screwdriver, I can get that seat latch to release, and then I can take the seat off and get to the battery, and then I can get to the bolts that hold the tank on. Whew, stinky. Oh, it smells wonderful. Oh, God. There we go. Come off of there, you. There we go. Alright, I've taken the lock cylinder to the locksmith shop, get a key made. In the meantime, I'm going to dress the tank because, well, it stinks. These hoses, as you can see, are pretty brittle. They need to be replaced. There's actually a filter inside these tubes that should probably also be replaced. We don't know what the tank looks like inside because when you take the gas cap off, there's a flapper there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the fuel sending unit out, stick my look. I'm going to look and see how bad the gas tank is inside. I've got a borescope if I need to probe further, but if it doesn't look real horrible, if it's just simply bad gas and not a lot of corrosion and goop, we might be able to get away with just some fresh hoses and some filtering screens. And that's some brittle stuff. Someone's already removed the screens, so we don't have those to deal with. Well, it don't look too bad. Stinky, but not a lot of corrosion. So that's the good news. All right, so since things look really good in there, I'm just going to throw a little Berrymans in there. I've capped off the two hose connections here. We'll just slosh this around to loosen up any crud, and I think we'll be fine. Fortunately, the fuel didn't, break down into sludge and stuff. Let me put that sender back in and we'll give it a good sloshing. We'll let the Berryman's marinate in there for just a little bit, and then I've got some fresh gas. We'll get that all flushed out, and then we'll tie it back into the system and put a battery in it. Well, crap, I only had one of the screens or pre-filters, so I'll have to come up with something I can put in there. I've made out of just bulk brass screen, which you can buy online. I just made a filter. Kind of a bitch to put in because I got to go through that curve, but I'll come up with something for the other side. So I'll just roll this up on a pencil and jam it in there, and we'll be ready for a new hose. And there we go. It's not quite as long as this one, but it's still, it'll keep the crud out. That fuel hose is so brittle. It just broke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of fuel line in here, and we're going to key it up. We're going to jumper where the ignition key would go, turn the power on, and turn on the pump, and just first of all, A, see if the pump comes on, and 3, see what kind of crap comes out of the return side. So that'll be our next little test. All Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, that's on. I'm going to go from pink to orange. See what the pump does. Heard it click and buzz. No, fuel pump's no good. I was afraid of that. Alright, so I guess a fuel pump is next on the list. Alrighty, so I've been online. I ordered a bunch of parts for it. The lock cylinders being keyed. But the next thing I want to do while I'm waiting for all that stuff to come in is I want to hear it pop. You know, it's always kind of an exciting thing. But before I do that, I'm going to pull the plugs out. I'm going to put a little bit of lubricant down inside those cylinders. Theoretically, according to the previous owner, this bike sat for 20 years. I don't want to crank the engine around and break some rings because they're, you know, locked into the sides of the cylinder walls. Not likely, but I'm not taking any chances. And besides, it's kind of cool when you fire it up the first time and a bunch of smoke comes billowing out. So we'll do that. We'll get them soaking, and then we'll jumper it, and we'll use a little starting fluid, and we'll see if it actually pops. I have no idea what this blue wire is. It's on a switch. It's going away. It ties in up here. It's probably for the highway lights. We didn't know how to do it right, so we're just going to snip it. It's, you know, somebody's hodgepodge thing. Just toss it in a bin of wires. Just in my way. Look good. Well, the plugs look great. Got that nice kind of tan color to them. So she's been running pretty good. These are the really good ones too. These are the iridium plugs. So I like those. We'll shoot it with some old WD-40. Make sure those rings aren't rudely interrupted. And we'll let it marinate for a while. Alrighty, switch. We're just gonna do the old jumperoo trick. Alright, we have contact. This is on. We are in neutral. Let's just, you know, crank her around. Alright, I can smell the WD-40 being pumped out of the cylinders. And we built oil pressure. Oil light's still off. Look at that. So that's good news. We'll go ahead and put the plugs back in and we'll see if we can get her to pop. Contact. Back on. additional starting fluid. Let's see if the little carb cleaner will make her pop a little. Fire when ready. Woo! She's smoking. You got the door open, let some smoke. Actually, it's getting blown right back in. Huh, well, that kind of backfired. Anyway, it ran, it popped. So we know that the ignition system is working. We have compression. All those things are functional. So once we get a fuel pump in it, we should be able to start it and run it. That being said, I think we're going to call it quits for this episode. I really can't go too much further without parts. Once I get a fuel pump for it, we can flush the fuel system, see if the injectors are good, and who knows, maybe even take it for a little spin and see what the transmission issues are. This is going to be a multi-part, multi-episode, bring it back to life thing. Can't do it in one episode because, well, number one, I only have so much room on my computer, and C, I don't have all the parts I need. I'm going to have to wait for them anyway. So we'll get that done, and then come on back for the next episode, and we'll hear it run, not just pop a little bit. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the things and tell the friends, and help my channel grow a little bit. I sure would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.